I'm standing outside a 7-Eleven in Chiang Mai at noon, phone pressed against my ear like I'm praying into it, and the automated voice on the other end just told me my payment's been delayed. Again. 2 months now. No reason given. Just delayed. I've got $200 left in my Thai bank account, and rent's due in 5 days. I should have stayed calm, asked the right questions, but my throat closed up and I just hung up. People are staring. I'm that old Farang everyone avoids now. The one sweating through his shirt, muttering to himself outside the air-conditioned store like he's lost his mind. Maybe I have. I moved here 3 years ago because everyone said Thailand was cheap, easy, perfect for retirees. And it was until the money stopped. I checked my balance again on my phone. Still 200, still not enough. I think about calling my daughter back in Reno, but we haven't spoken in 2 years. I think about my cousin in Oregon, but he didn't even respond to my last email. I'm alone here, completely alone. And for the first time since I got off that plane in 2022, I realize I might not make it out. The heat's pressing down on me like a weight, my shirt's sticking to my back. A group of tourists walks past laughing, taking selfies with their iced coffees, and I want to scream at them. I want to tell them this place isn't what they think it is, that the postcards lie, that paradise has an expiration date and mine just ran out. Instead, I walk back to my apartment, a studio on the 3rd floor of a building that smells like cooking oil and mildew. The stairs creak under my weight. My knees hurt. Everything hurts. I unlock the door and step inside, and the first thing I see is the rent notice taped to my refrigerator. 12,000 baht, due in 5 days. I sit on the edge of my bed and stare at it until the words blur together. Then I do what I've been doing every day for 2 months. I call Social Security again. The same automated menu, the same hold music, the same dead end. When the line finally connects, it's the same voice I heard this morning. Your payment is currently under review. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for processing. I hang up before she finishes the sentence. 6 weeks. I don't have 6 days. I pull up my bank app and stare at the number. $200 in baht, that's about 7,000. Not enough for rent, barely enough for food. So I think about my old life in Nevada. 40 years driving trucks across highways that stretched forever. 40 years paying into a system that was supposed to take care of me when I got old. And now I'm here, broke and alone, waiting for money that might never come. My phone buzzes. A text from Krit, my landlord. Just checking in, rent soon. I don't reply. What would I even say? I meet Ratana that same afternoon. I'm sitting in a noodle shop near my apartment, trying to make a 30 baht bowl last 2 hours, and she slides into the seat across from me like we're old friends. She's got this smile, not warm, not cold, just practiced. You're Gary, right? She says. Her English is good. Too good. I nod, confused. My uncle owns your building. I help him with collections sometimes. She tilts her head. He mentioned you might need more time? I freeze, 5 days early. She knows. Somehow she knows I'm in trouble. I try to play it cool. Tell her I'm waiting on a transfer, it'll be here any day. She nods, still smiling, but her eyes don't move. Transfers take time, she says, especially from America. My uncle understands. He's been patient. I say I've been reliable for 3 years. She tilts her head again. 3 years isn't forever. The words hit me like a slap. I don't know what to say. She leans back, crosses her arms. But maybe we can help each other. I look up. What do you mean? I manage a bar, she says. Lotus Moon, you know it. I shake my head. It's small, quiet. I need help with odd jobs. Stocking, cleaning, maybe translating for tourists. You speak English. That's useful. She pauses. Cash under the table. Enough to cover rent. Maybe a little extra. I should ask questions. I should think about it. But I'm desperate enough to say yes before I even process what she's offering. She stands, writes an address on a napkin, slides it across the table. Tomorrow night. 9 o'clock, then she walks out. I sit there holding the napkin, watching her disappear into the street. The other people in the shop are watching too. Not the way men usually watch women here. It's something else. Something careful. I should have paid attention to that. Instead, I fold the napkin and put it in my pocket. When I get back to my apartment, I try calling Social Security one more time. Same loop, same nothing. I hang up and lie down on my bed, staring at the ceiling fan as it spins in slow circles. The address on the napkin feels heavy in my pocket, like a contract I didn't read before signing. That night I dream about driving. Long empty highways under a sky so big it makes you feel small. The hum of the engine. The white lines blurring past. In the dream I'm heading somewhere. I don't know where, but it doesn't matter. I'm moving. I'm free. Then I wake up and I'm still here. Still stuck. Still broke. And tomorrow night, I'm going to a bar I've never heard of to work for a woman I just met, because I don't have any other choice. The bar is called Lotus Moon, tucked down a side street I've never noticed before. It's small, dim, too quiet for a Friday night. Ratana's behind the counter when I walk in, scrolling through her phone. She looks up, nods, doesn't smile. "You came," she says. I tell her I said I would. She hands me a rag and points to the tables. "Start there. No contract. No paperwork, just work." I clean for 3 hours while she watches from behind the counter, occasionally glancing up from her phone. The tables are sticky. The floors are worse. Around midnight, a couple of Thai guys come in. They don't order drinks. They just sit in the corner booth, and Ratana disappears into the back with them for 20 minutes. I keep cleaning, pretending not to notice. When she comes out, she walks over and hands me 500 baht. "Good work," she says. I look at the money. I do the math. 3 hours, 500 baht. That's not even minimum wage. I open my mouth to say something, but she cuts me off. "This is a favor, Gary," she says. Her voice is calm, but there's an edge to it. "You want more? Prove you're useful." I take the money. I hate that I take it. But my account's now at maybe $180 and rent's in 4 days. She walks back to the counter, and I stand there holding those bills like they're burning my hands. When I leave, the street's empty. The air smells like rain. I walk home in the dark, my mind spinning. What did I just agree to? What kind of bar is this? The questions pile up, but I don't have answers. When I get back to my apartment, I pass by the mirror near the door. For a second, I don't recognize the man staring back. My face looks older, tired, scared. I look away and sit on the edge of my bed, holding that 500 baht like it's the only real thing left in the world. I try calling Social Security again. Same automated loop. Same nothing. I hang up and stare at the rent notice on my fridge. 4 days. I count the money I have. It's not enough. Not even close. My phone buzzes. A text from Ratana. "Tomorrow night, same time." I don't reply. I just lie down and close my eyes, and all I can think about is that bar. The quiet. The men in the corner. The way Ratana disappeared into the back. And the way she smiled when she handed me that money. Like she knew something I didn't. Like she knew I'd be back. Crit shows up at my door 2 days before rent's due. I'm eating instant noodles for the second time today when I hear the knock. I open the door and there he is. A small man older than me with a face like carved wood. He doesn't smile. Doesn't ask to come in. Just stands in my doorway and looks at me. "Mr. Gary," he says. His English is broken, careful. "I hear you have trouble." I try to explain. "Social Security. Delayed payment. It's coming, I promise." He waves me off. "Ratana told me," he says. "You work now. Good." He pauses, looks past me into my apartment like he's taking inventory. My bed, my table, my small TV. Then he says something that makes my stomach drop. "If you can't pay, we talk about other options." I ask what that means. He doesn't answer. Just taps the doorframe twice with his knuckle, nods and leaves. I stand there for a long time, trying to figure out if that was a threat or a warning. Maybe both. That night, I work another shift at Lotus Moon. This time, Ratana has me moving boxes from a truck parked out back. The boxes are heavy, unmarked. I don't ask what's in them. I don't want to know. She pays me 800 baht this time. More than last time, but still not enough. I'm up to maybe $220 total now. Rent is 12,000 baht. I'm so far behind I can't even see the starting line anymore. After my shift, Ratana offers me a beer. We sit outside on plastic chairs under a string of dim lights. For a moment, she almost seems human. She lights a cigarette, exhales slowly. "Why'd you come to Thailand?" She asks. I tell her the truth. I was tired, broke, thought I could disappear somewhere cheaper. She laughs. Not mean, just honest. "You didn't disappear," she says. "You just got stuck." I don't know what to say to that. She taps her cigarette, watches the ash fall. Everyone who comes here thinks it's going to save them, she says. Americans, Europeans, Australians, they think they can run from their problems. She looks at me. But problems don't stay behind. They follow you, or you find new ones. I ask if she's speaking from experience. She just smiles, finishes her beer, and stands up. See you tomorrow night, Gary. I walk home, her words echoing in my head. When I get back to my apartment, I sit on my bed and pull out my phone. I open my email. Still nothing from Social Security. I check my bank account. Still the same. I think about calling Jessica again. My daughter. But what would I say? That I'm working under the table at some shady bar in Chiang Mai? That I'm moving boxes for a woman I barely know? That I'm 2 days away from being homeless in a foreign country? I put the phone down. Some conversations aren't worth having. Rent day. I don't have it. I've got maybe 8,000 baht total. A mix of work money and what's left in my account. Not even close to the 12,000 I owe. I think about calling my daughter again. I pull up her contact, stare at her name, Jessica, and my thumb hovers over the call button for 10 minutes. But I can't do it. Last time we spoke, she told me I made my bed. She said I chose this. And maybe she's right. I moved here without a real plan. Burned bridges I didn't think I'd need again. Now I'm paying for it. Crit doesn't come to my door. Ratana does. She's holding a clipboard and wearing a different expression. Not the practiced smile, but something colder. Professional. Crit's willing to wait 1 more week, she says. I exhale. Relief floods through me. Then she continues. But there's a condition. I ask what kind of condition. You work every night, she says. No days off. And next Tuesday you help with a special delivery. I ask what kind of delivery. She doesn't answer. Just says, you'll find out. I should say no. I should walk away. But what choice do I have? I agree. She nods, writes something on her clipboard and leaves. I sit in my apartment, feeling the walls close in. I look at my phone. Still no email from Social Security. I try their international helpline 1 more time. After 40 minutes on hold, the line disconnects. I throw the phone across the room. It bounces off the wall and lands on the floor. Doesn't break. I almost wish it did. That night, I dream about my old route back in Nevada. Endless highway. Nothing but me and the hum of the engine. The sun setting over the desert, painting everything orange and purple. In the dream, I'm young again, strong, free. Then I wake up sweating, and for a second I forget where I am. Then I remember, and it's worse than the dream. I check my phone. It's 4 a.m. There's a message from Ratana. Tomorrow night, be ready. I lie back down, but I don't sleep. I just stare at the ceiling, watching the fan spin, thinking about what I've gotten myself into. Thinking about how fast things can fall apart when you're alone and the money runs out. Thinking about how dignity is the first thing you lose when you're desperate. And how once it's gone, it's almost impossible to get back. By the time the sun comes up, I've made my decision. I'm going to do whatever Ratana asks, because I have to, because there's no other option, because I'm stuck, just like she said. And stuck people don't get to be picky about their choices. I run into Dave at a coffee shop near the old city. He's another expat, Australian, been here 8 years. We used to grab beers once a month, talk about football, complain about visa runs, but I haven't seen him in weeks. When he spots me, he doesn't smile. He walks over, sits down without asking, leans in close. You're working for Ratana, he says. It's not a question. I nod. How does he know? He shakes his head, looks around like he's checking if anyone's listening. Mate, you need to stop now. I ask why. He leans closer, drops his voice. Ratana's not just a bar manager. She's connected. Family business. Grey market stuff. Maybe worse. I tell him I don't know what he's talking about. He gives me a look. Yes, you do. You've been there. I've seen the setup. I don't respond. He's right. I have seen it. The quiet bar. The men in the corner. The boxes. He continues. Expats who get in deep with her don't get out clean. Some leave the country overnight. Some just disappear from the scene. He pauses. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to help you. I tell him I don't have a choice. My social security's delayed. Rent's overdue. I'm barely surviving. He stares at me for a long time, then slides a business card across the table. It's for a visa agent in Bangkok. If you're smart, he says, You'll leave Chiang Mai before it's too late. Then he gets up and walks out. I sit there with the card in my hand, feeling something I haven't felt in weeks. Actual fear. Not worry, not stress. Fear. That night I work another shift at Lotus Moon. Ratana's in a good mood. She pays me 1,000 baht and tells me I'm doing great. She even touches my shoulder when she says it. Her hand is warm. The gesture feels kind, but it doesn't feel like encouragement. It feels like a leash. Like she's keeping me close. When I get home, I pull out Dave's card and stare at it. I look up the visa agent online. Their services cost money I don't have. And even if I could afford to leave Chiang Mai, where would I go? Back to the States with nothing? To another Thai city where I'm just as broke? I'm trapped. I put the card in my drawer and lie down. My phone buzzes. A text from Ratana. Don't forget, Tuesday 2 a.m. I turn off the phone and close my eyes. I don't want to think about Tuesday. I don't want to think about what I'm going to have to do. But I know I'm going to do it anyway, because I don't have a choice. Because I'm too far in to back out now. Because somewhere along the way, I stopped being Gary Mitchell, retired truck driver from Nevada, and I became someone else. Someone I don't recognize. Someone who takes money from strangers and doesn't ask questions. Someone who's too scared to walk away. Tuesday comes. Ratana tells me to meet her at the bar at 2 a.m. I don't sleep. I just sit in my apartment watching the clock, knowing I'm about to cross a line I can't uncross. When I get there, there's a van parked out back. Silver, no plates I can read. Two men I don't recognize are standing beside it. They don't look at me. Ratana hands me a flashlight and tells me to help load boxes. I ask what's in them. She doesn't answer. Just looks at me. Does it matter? She says. I don't respond. I load the boxes. They're heavy, sealed with thick tape, no labels, no writing. My hands shake the whole time. The men don't talk, don't help, just watch. When the van's loaded, Ratana tells me to get in. I sit in the passenger seat. She drives. The silent man sits in the back. We drive for 30 minutes out of the city, into rural darkness. No streetlights, no other cars. Just the hum of the engine and the sound of my own breathing. We stop at a warehouse. Corrugated metal. Dirt parking lot. The men unload. I'm told to wait in the van. I sit there, heart pounding, imagining cops, arrests, deportation, but nothing happens. They load the boxes inside, get back in the van, and we drive back. Not a word, not a look. Like it's routine. When we get back to Lotus Moon, Ratana hands me an envelope. Inside is 2,000 baht. Double my usual pay. You did good, she says. I should feel relieved. Instead, I feel sick. When I get home, I hide the money under my mattress like a guilty man. I can't deposit it. Can't explain it. It's dirty and I know it. I sit on the edge of my bed staring at the floor, and I think about Dave's warning. I think about leaving. But I also think about rent, food, survival, and I realize something horrible. I'm not sure I'm strong enough to walk away. The next morning, I check my email. Still nothing from Social Security. I call again, same loop, same dead end. I'm starting to think the money's never coming. And if it's not, if this is my life now, then what the hell am I even holding on to? I think about my daughter, about my old life, about the man I used to be, and I wonder if he'd even recognize me now. Probably not. Probably he'd be ashamed. I'm ashamed. But shame doesn't pay rent. Shame doesn't put food on the table. So I swallow it, I bury it, and I wait for Ratana to text me again. I go to the pharmacy to pick up my blood pressure meds. Boone's the owner, quiet guy in his 50s who's always been kind to me. When I hand him the prescription, he looks at me longer than usual. You okay, Gary? He asks. I lie. Say I'm fine. He doesn't believe me. He's seen me 3 times this month, always paying in small bills, always looking worse. He rings me up, then says something in Thai to his assistant. She nods and walks to the back. He leans on the counter, voice low. Farang get in trouble here, he says carefully, especially with wrong people. You need be careful. I ask if he means Ratana. He doesn't confirm, doesn't deny, just says, some people here, they help you until you owe too much. Then you don't leave. I want to ask more, but his assistant comes back. Boone hands me my meds, no eye contact. As I leave, I feel his words sitting heavy in my chest. I don't go to the bar that night. I tell Ratana I'm sick. She texts back immediately. Don't make this a habit. I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering how I got here. Wondering if there's a version of me back in Nevada who made different choices, better ones. The kind that didn't leave me trapped in a country where I don't speak the language, don't understand the rules, and don't have anyone to call when things go wrong. My phone buzzes. It's an email, finally, from Social Security. My heart jumps. I open it fast, hands shaking. It's not about my payment. It's a request for updated documentation. They need proof of foreign residence. They need bank statements. They need things I can't easily provide from here. I read it 3 times trying to understand. Then I realize they're not delaying my payment. They're investigating me. And if I don't respond correctly, they might stop it altogether. I sit there, phone in my hand, feeling the walls closing in. I want to throw something, want to scream, but I just sit there numb. That night I lie awake thinking about Boone's warning, about Dave's card, about the money under my mattress, about the boxes I loaded into that van, about all the choices I've made that led me here. And I realize something. I'm not just broke. I'm compromised, and once you're compromised, once you've crossed that line, there's no going back. You just keep going forward, deeper, until you can't see the surface anymore. I go back to work the next night because I have no choice. Ratana's waiting for me with that smile again. The practiced one. She asks if I'm feeling better. I nod. She tells me to sit. We need to talk, she says. She pours me a drink I didn't ask for. Whiskey, then she lays it out. I know your situation, she says. I know your money's not coming anytime soon. I know you're stuck. I don't say anything. She continues. Krit's willing to waive 2 months' rent. That's 24,000 baht, if you keep working. And if you help with another job, a bigger one. I ask what kind of job. She leans back, sips her drink. A friend of mine needs someone to hold a package at the border. Nothing dangerous. Just an old Farang with a clean passport doing a favor. Easy money. 20,000 baht. I feel my throat tighten. I know what she's asking. I'm not stupid. But she's sitting there calm and pretty and patient, like she's offering me a business loan, not dragging me into something that could ruin my life. I need to think about it, I say. She nods. Of course. Take your time. Then she leans forward. But Gary, you don't have much time. That night I walk home through streets I used to love. The night market, the temple lights, the smell of grilled meat and jasmine. It all feels foreign now, like I'm a ghost walking through someone else's city. When I get back to my apartment, I pull out Dave's card again. I look up the visa agent online. Their services cost 15,000 baht, money I don't have. And even if I leave Chiang Mai, where do I go? Back to the States with nothing? To another Thai city where I'm just as broke? I'm trapped. Not by Ratana, not by Krit, by myself. By choices I made years ago thinking I was free. I sit on my bed holding Dave's card, and I think about that word. Free. I thought moving here would make me free. Free from debt, free from responsibility, free from the grind. But I'm not free. I'm more trapped than I ever was in Nevada. At least there I had options. Here I have Ratana. I put the card away and lie down. My phone buzzes. A text from Ratana. Think about it, but don't think too long. I turn off my phone and close my eyes. And I know deep down what my answer's going to be. Because I'm not strong enough to say no. Because I'm too scared of what happens if I do. Because when you're this far down, you stop thinking about right and wrong. You just think about survival. I try one last time to fix this myself. I spend an entire day on the phone with Social Security. Getting transferred, explaining my situation over and over. Finally, I reach someone who sounds human. A woman, older voice, patient. She listens to my story. Then she tells me the truth. Your case is under review due to irregular address changes and missed verification requests. It could take another 2 to 3 months to resolve. I ask what I'm supposed to do until then. She pauses. I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing I can do to expedite it. The system is the system. I hang up. I don't cry. I don't yell. I just sit there empty. 2 to 3 months. I'll be dead by then. Or worse. That night, I'm sitting alone in the noodle shop trying to make a bowl last as long as possible. When Nok, the young waitress, sees me, she doesn't say anything. just brings me another bowl free, sets it down and pats my shoulder. It's the kindest thing anyone's done for me in months, and it almost breaks me. "Thank you," I say in broken Thai. She smiles, says something I don't understand, and walks away. I eat the soup slowly, trying to remember the last time I felt cared for. I can't. The next morning, I text Ratana. One word, yes, she replies immediately. "Good, I'll send details." I stare at the message for a long time, feeling like I just signed something in blood. Maybe I did. Later that day, Krit comes by my apartment. He doesn't mention rent, just hands me an envelope. Inside is 5,000 baht. "Advance," he says. "You work hard. You stay." I take the money. I don't say thank you. He nods and leaves. I sit on my bed holding the cash, and I realize something I've been avoiding for weeks. I'm not a retiree anymore. I'm not a guest. I'm someone's asset. And I don't know how to stop being one. That night I count all the money I have. The advance from Krit, the cash under my mattress, the little bit left in my bank account. It's almost enough for rent. Almost, but it's not clean money. It's compromise money. It's money that comes with strings, and I'm tangled up in those strings now. So tangled I can't see where they end and I begin. I lie down and close my eyes. Tomorrow Ratana will send me the details, and I'll do what she asks, because I'm out of options, because I'm too far in to back out now, because this is who I am now. Ratana picks me up at 4 a.m. in a silver pickup truck, different from the van. There's another guy in the back seat. Thai doesn't speak, doesn't look at me. She hands me a small backpack. "Don't open it," she says. "Just carry it through. I'll meet you on the other side." We drive for hours, through mountains, through fog so thick I can't see the road ahead, until we reach a border checkpoint I don't recognize. Could be Laos, could be Myanmar. I don't ask. Ratana parks a quarter-mile away from the crossing. She points to a path through the trees. "Walk that way," she says. "There's a crossing. No cameras. Someone will check your passport. Just act normal. Hand them this." She gives me a 1,000 baht note folded around something else. Another bill, bigger. I don't look. I take the backpack. It's heavier than I expected. My heart's pounding so hard, I can barely hear her final instructions. "When you cross, wait at the tea shop on the other side. I'll be there in 30 minutes. I want to back out. I want to throw the bag at her and walk away. But I don't. I start walking. The path is muddy, overgrown. I slip twice, almost fall. My knees hurt. My chest hurts. Everything hurts. When I reach the crossing, there's a guard in a small wooden booth. He looks bored, half asleep. I hand him my passport and the folded note. He glances at the money, glances at my passport, stamps it without looking at me and waves me through. That's it. I'm across. So I stand there shaking, waiting for sirens, for shouting, for something. But nothing happens. I walk to the tea shop. Small place. Empty except for an old woman behind the counter. I sit down. Order tea I can't taste. My hands won't stop shaking. Ratana shows up 20 minutes later. Takes the backpack. Hands me an envelope. Inside is 20,000 baht. She smiles. "See? Easy." I don't feel relieved. I feel sick. I just committed a crime. Maybe several. Smuggling, border violations. I don't even know. And the worst part, I'd probably do it again if she asked. Because I need the money. Because I'm out of options. Because I'm not the man I used to be. We drive back in silence. She drops me off near my apartment. "You did good today, Gary," she says. "Real good." I get out of the truck and walk home. The sun's coming up. The streets are waking up. People are going to work, living normal lives. And I'm walking home with dirty money in my pocket, wondering how I got here, wondering if there's a way back. When I get to my apartment, I sit on my bed and count the money. 20,000 baht. Enough to cover rent for almost 2 months. Enough to breathe. But it doesn't feel like relief. It feels like a chain. Like I just locked myself into something I can't escape. I hide the money under my mattress and lie down. And for the first time in weeks, I sleep. Not because I'm at peace, because I'm exhausted. Because I've got nothing left. For a few weeks, things are almost okay. I pay rent. I eat real meals. I even sleep through the night once or twice. Ratana doesn't ask me to do anything else. I work at the bar, stocking shelves, cleaning tables. It feels normal. Almost. but I can't shake the feeling that I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Dave stopped answering my messages. When I see him on the street, he looks away. Boone avoids eye contact when I go to the pharmacy. Even Knock, the kind waitress, seems distant now. It's like people can smell it on me. The compromise, the dirt. I check my social security status online every morning. Still under review. Still no payment. I've stopped hoping. Hope costs energy I don't have. One night, a new customer comes into the bar. Older white guy. British accent. Looks lost. He asks me if this place is safe. I almost laugh. Safe, I say. No, man. Nothing here is safe, but it's cheap. He orders a beer and leaves after one drink. I watch him go and wonder if that's what I looked like 3 years ago. Naive, hopeful, thinking I could just slip into a new life without consequences. That version of me is gone now. I don't mourn him. I'm too tired. Ratana's been nicer lately. She asks how I'm doing, offers me extra shifts, pays me on time. It should feel good. Instead, it feels like grooming. Like she's keeping me comfortable so I won't notice the cage. And maybe that's exactly what it is. One afternoon, I'm walking through the market when I see Crit. He's talking to another older Farang. White guy, maybe 60. They're standing close, talking low. When Crit sees me, he nods. The other guy looks at me, then looks away. I keep walking, but I feel it. The pattern. I'm not the first. I'm not special. I'm just another broke expat Ratana, and Crit have pulled into their operation. Another asset. Another body. That night I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, and I think about what Boone said. Some people help you until you owe too much. Then you don't leave. I don't owe them money anymore. But I owe them something worse, loyalty, silence, complicity, and that kind of debt doesn't have a payment plan. It happens at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. Loud knocking. I open the door half asleep, and there are 2 police officers standing there. Thai police, uniforms, serious faces. They ask for my passport. My hands are shaking so bad I can barely hand it to them. They flip through it, say something in Thai I don't understand, then gesture for me to come with them. Am I under arrest, I ask. One of them shakes his head. No, just talking, but I'm not free to say no either. They take me to a small office near the immigration center. Gray walls, flickering fluorescent light. There's a man in plain clothes waiting. Detective, maybe. Immigration officer. He gestures to a chair. I sit. He asks me about my visa, about my work, about how I've been supporting myself. I lie, say I'm living off savings. He doesn't believe me. He pulls out his phone, shows me photos. Me loading boxes into the van outside Lotus Moon. Me at the border crossing, backpack on my shoulder. My stomach drops. He leans back, taps his pen on the desk. We've been watching Ratana's operation for months, he says. His English is perfect. You're a person of interest. Not a target. Not yet. I don't say anything. He continues. You have 2 choices. You help us, or you leave Thailand today. I ask what helping them means. Information, he says. Names, locations, details about the deliveries, routes, contacts. He pauses. If you cooperate, we'll clear your record. If you don't, we'll deport you and flag your passport. I sit there numb. I think about Ratana, about Crit, about the backpack I carried across the border, and I realize I'm not just stuck anymore. I'm burned. No matter what I choose, I lose. I need time, I say. He shakes his head. You have 12 hours. Call me before 6 p.m. He hands me a card. Or don't. Either way, you're done here. I leave the office in a daze. The sun's too bright. The street's too loud. Everything feels surreal. My phone buzzes. It's Ratana. Checking in. I don't reply. I walk back to my apartment, sit on my bed and stare at the detective's card. And for the first time in months, I let myself cry. Not because I'm scared, because I'm ashamed. Ashamed of what I've become. Ashamed that I let it get this far. Ashamed that even now, I'm not sure I'm strong enough to do the right thing. I think about calling Jessica, about telling her everything. But what would I even say? That I'm a criminal now? That I got desperate and stupid? She'd probably just hang up. I look at the detective's card. Then I look at my phone. Then I look at the money under my mattress. And I realize I don't have a choice. I never did. I spend the day walking. Just walking. Through the old city. Past the temples. along the river. I don't have a plan. Don't have an answer. I think about calling Jessica, about telling her everything. But what would I even say? That I'm a criminal now? That I got desperate and stupid and lost? She'd probably just hang up. Around 4 p.m. I sit down at a bench near Taipei Gate. Tourists are taking photos, laughing, living the Thailand I thought I'd have. I pull out my phone. Look at the detective's card. Then I call. He answers on the second ring. I'll cooperate, I say. Good, he says. Someone will pick you up tomorrow morning. You'll be on a flight to the States by the end of the week. I hang up. I feel nothing. Not relief, not fear, just exhaustion. That night, I don't go to the bar. I pack my things. What little I have, one suitcase, a few shirts, my medication, my passport. I leave a note for Crit on the table. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I don't leave one for Ratana. Let her figure it out. At midnight, I sit by my window and look out at the street below. I think about the version of me who got on that plane 3 years ago. Full of hope, full of dumb confidence. I think about the man I am now, broken, compromised, alone. I wonder if I'll ever tell anyone this story, if I'll ever admit how far I fell. Probably not. Probably I'll just bury it like everything else. At 5 a.m., there's a knock. I freeze. It's not the police. It's Ratana. She's standing in my doorway, not smiling. Just looking at me. She knows. I don't know how, but she knows. She doesn't say anything. Just looks at me, cold, final. Then she turns and walks away. I stand there, shaking, wondering if I just made the biggest mistake of my life. Or if maybe finally I just saved it. The next morning, a car picks me up. Plainclothes officer, drives me to the airport, walks me through security, hands me my ticket. Good luck, he says. I don't respond. I board the plane, find my seat. Window side. As we take off, I look down at Chiang Mai one last time. It looks beautiful from up here, peaceful, like a postcard, like a lie. And I realize something. I didn't come here to disappear. I came here to hide. And hiding never works. Not forever. The truth always finds you. And when it does, you better hope you've got something left to fight with. I close my eyes. For the first time in months, I sleep. Not because I'm at peace, because I'm too tired to stay awake. When I wake up, we're over the ocean. Heading west. Heading home. And I don't know what's waiting for me there. I don't know if Jessica will talk to me. If Social Security will ever clear up. If I'll find a place to live. If I'll ever feel like myself again. All I know is I'm done running. I'm done hiding. I'm done pretending I can escape who I am. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all anyone can do. Face the truth. And hope there's something left worth saving.